Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Calvary Coach Show. Every Monday night, we interview a different coach from the Calvary Christian Knights, and I'm excited because we finally have a basketball coach on. We've been doing all these coaches shows. We're about 2 months away from the season, and I cannot wait for basketball season to get here. Please welcome to the Calvary Coaches Show. It is the head basketball coach of the boys varsity team, Coach Jonathan Gordon.
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, Coach. You are the first basketball coach that we are interviewing. We looking forward to interviewing you throughout the season. I can't wait for basketball to get here. Coach, I'm a huge basketball fan. Thrift Behringer's a big basketball fan. We plan on live streaming many Calvary basketball games, the boys and the girls. Coach Norton does a fantastic job with the girls team. Let's start with your team. Right now they are in the CB Hoops Perfect Practice Fall League at Pacelli, as Coach Corey Black and Coach Bryant Thomas do a fantastic job putting that on. You've seen them. You're not allowed to coach, but you're up in the stands and you've been checking them out. How have they looked?
We haven't really had our full team for fall league, so it's been a great experience to see guys that getting reps that they wouldn't necessarily get during the season. Our two spot up shooters, Tyler Freeman and junior Shaudell Irvin. They've had the opportunity to be ball handlers. We've had TJ out and Dylan Hostin out, as well as Liam out for a game or two. So those guys are getting to step up and just be in different roles that they might not be comfortable in, which is great for me as a coach because I get to sit back and watch them be uncomfortable, watch them get reps doing things that they're not, comfortable doing. And so it's been a great opportunity for those guys to get better. We're not really focused on necessarily wins and losses in fall league. We're focused mainly on growing our game. And once I get an opportunity to see what they can do outside of what their role is typically, then I'll be able to, put them in different opportunities for this year.
Coach, let's talk about last season. 10-16, 2-2 in the region, played a tough schedule. You played some GHSA schools like Carver and Spencer. I think it was the maturation process. You had a young team last year. You lost 3 seniors. What impressed me the most, Coach, I know that you wanted to get further in the playoffs. You did lose to the Hills Academy in the first round, but what really just stood out to me was that your top 4 scorers are all coming back. TJ Benson averaged 21.2 points a game. Tyler Freeman, he averaged 8.9 points a game. And, remember that he scored the 50 points, and we had that on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Liam Holcutt, he's coming back. He averaged 7.9 points a game. Dylan Walls. I couldn't believe just the improvement of Dylan Walls. I think that getting that game winner in the Border Wars against Edgewood Academy, I think that really helped boost his confidence. But what is your impression? And you did mention Shaudell Irvin, who's a transfer from Shaw, has been added to the team. He's a very good player. Really, what is the ceiling for Calvary basketball now that you're in the GIAA? We know it's going to be a tougher league, but Calvary, the schedule's already out. We'll talk about the schedule briefly, Coach, but what are you looking forward to this team this upcoming season?
I'm not saying that the GIA is not a big jump from the gaps, but as you stated already, we played a tough schedule last year. This is nothing new to the guys that have played with me before. Our schedule this year is just as tough as it was last year. If not, last year's schedule might actually be even tougher.
No question.
So they're not necessarily afraid of the GIAA jump. They're prepared for it. This summer we played a bunch of 4A, 5A, 6A schools. I don't think we played a private school all summer, just to get ready for that, for that jump and for that transition. And like you said, I brought pretty much my top 5 scorers all are back. They were all freshmen and sophomores last year. So I actually get to keep my top 4 scorers for the next year as well. And so for this year, we just want to kind of build off of what we did last year. Obviously, we went 10-16. We plan on having a winning record this year. And like I said, the things that I've seen from summer ball, the things that I've seen for fall league is all positive for me. Um, Obviously, like I said, our our wins and losses are not that important in summer league and fall league because, like I said, we still have yet to have all of our starters on the court at the same time. Whether it be Liam at baseball, Dylan Hostin has had some knee issues. TJ's been playing football. So we've had guys in and out the lineup all summer. We haven't really had an opportunity to kind of play together. And so honestly, when we get together and we put our offenses in, we put our defenses in, I think we have a really, really good team. And I think we're going to sneak up on some people. But as of right now, like I said, this is just about fall league, summer league is about development. And I'm really pleased to see the development in guys like Tyler, who was honestly afraid to dribble against the defense last year. And then the last fall league game, he played point guard for me and handled the ball. And guys like Liam, who averaged probably about 6 or 7 points. He had a 20-point game against LaGrange this summer in a win. He had an 18-point game against Villarica. Just seeing his growth in his game as he gets more comfortable playing closer to the playing around the perimeter. Guys like TJ Benson, who is a bona fide scorer, but he's learning to be more of a point guard and learning to get people involved. And probably the person who's taking the biggest jump is probably Dylan Walls, who honestly, as we saw, couldn't walk and chew gum last year. And now he's playing. He's getting about 3 or 4 dunks a game, blocking shots and being more of a leader. So I'm excited to see all of those guys grow and get better and improve. And again, man, I took this job to be a development coach. I don't necessarily care too much about getting the best players in the city. I just want to get kids that really enjoy the game, that really want to get better and grow as players. And I've seen growth in every single one of the kids, so that's a win to me.
Yeah, Coach, there are several players I forgot to mention that had some really good games last year. Parker Atkinson, he was the transfer from Northside, and Phoenix Griffith. He's a catch and shoot type of player.
Right.
Coach, I'm just excited about the schedule.
Well, I'll say this: Parker Atkinson did go. He transferred to Northside, and Phoenix is focusing on baseball this year, so he won't be playing as well.
Okay, but let's talk about the schedule, Coach, because November 19th, you're hosting Harris County. This is a 4A school. They had a tough season last year, but I mean, that they have athletes up in Hamilton, Georgia. You're actually taking on Columbus on November the 22nd. I actually looked at the schedule. You're actually a part of the Muskogee County Showcase. It's no longer a tournament because with all the teams in Columbus minus Northside in the same region, they've did away with the tournament, but they're also going to include the private schools in the showcase. Are you just the only school, or is Pacelli and Brookstone going to be included in this?
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if Pacelli or Brookstone is playing. I do know that was something that we wanted to do as a team. We wanted to be able to compete with the GHSA schools and show that we can play and we can compete with anybody in the city. That was something that we wanted to do as a team. I'm not sure if anybody else is playing, but we are excited about it. Obviously, with this new jump to GIAA, we're going to play against a lot of talent, and we know that to get us ready for those games, we need to play higher level talent. We need to play teams that have multiple athletes, and just to test ourselves to see how good we are and what we need to work on and what we need to improve on and things of that nature. So we thought it would be really important for us to join the city and get into games with teams in the GHSA as well.
And then next week, you'll be part of the Border Wars at Glenwood, like every year that you guys do. And it's just a fantastic showcase of private schools. But now that Glenwood's in the AHSAA, they're probably going to include some public schools. But I just want to talk about just that atmosphere in the gym. As you can see, Coach, I got my virtual background. I got your gymnasium. This is where we call games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Right there. Is that Glenwood?
Was that?
Is that Glenwood?
That is Glenwood, yes. Oh, you got a great eye, Coach. I tell you, this was back in November.
That orange from anywhere, man.
that orange you could spot it from anywhere. I tell you that just being back in this gym and calling games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, it's a great atmosphere. We love doing it. Coach, but what is the message to those Calvary fans out there, the basketball fans, to try to get them to come support the team? I mean, they can watch them right now, the CB Hoops Perfect Practice Fall League, but you got 2 months away. What are some of the preparations getting ready for the season? And what are some of the things that you would like to encourage for the Calvary fan base to come out and support the team?
Well, right now, man, we're just in the weight room. Like we're in the weight room heavy. We're lifting 4 times a day, and then we're doing four on ones workouts at 6 a.m. So we're working out in the morning, doing different drills and different things, working offense and defense. And in the evening, we're in the weight room, working on just getting stronger, bigger, faster, stronger for the season. I got a lot of skinny guys, man. They need to put some weight on. So we're on a weight program right now, a 10 month, I mean not a 10 month, but a 10 week weight program, and we're telling them what to eat and things to put on weight, chicken, rice, peanut butter and jelly, all that kind of stuff. And then they're lifting, and we're trying to get strong to see how far they can get in 10 weeks. We got a couple guys that's playing above the rim now, and we want to add a couple more guys to that. So we're staying in the weight room hard. Just right now, we're just focused on development. And so fall league that Coach Black puts on, that's a great event for our guys, like I said, to get reps. And then what we don't do well in fall league, we're going back to the gym, going back to the drawing board, working on in the mornings, and then in the evenings we're working out. As far as what I want, to tell the fans, the Calvary Knight fans this year, I think you guys are in for a treat. I think you will see the growth of our team from last year to this year. Having a bunch of guys that are 14 and 15-year-olds starting varsity last year, they went through their growing pains, and I think this year they're ready to take a jump. I think they'll take their biggest jump going into next year, but I think you will see a huge jump in this year, and you'll see a very competitive game. You'll see a team that's going to play hard. You're going to see a team that's really organized in what they do. And so I'm really excited to give our fans a treat and to put some wins on the board this year.
And coach, my final question to you is that transition into the GIAA, going into 4A, where you have to face teams in town like Brookstone and Pacelli. You played Brookstone last year in non-region games, split the series with them. Coach Ivy Jr.'s got a very good team there, but they, lost in the GIAA playoffs. Pacelli is really they got a big target on their back. They are the defending GIAA champions. They got a new head coach, the athletic director, and new coach, Coach Calvin Thomas. And seeing Pacelli in Fall League, I mean, yeah, they're missing Jaden's Ford, their top scorer. He's now at Central. I mean, but when you have players like Matthew Melvin and Michael Rowe, they've got a deep team. But is Pacelli the standard because they're the defending GIAA champions, or what? How do you match up against Brookstone and Pacelli going into region play?
First of all, those are two really well coached teams. A lot of people don't know this. Pacelli's new coach, me and him coached together in AAU for some years, and I know his family. He knows my family. We're actually pretty close. And me and Carl play high school ball against each other. We've been battling against each other since middle school, and me and Carl still play pickup probably 2 or 3 times a week. So I know those
That's
guys.
awesome.
Well, their teams are going to be ready. We talk a little trash over text message every now and then and stuff like that. So it's all friendly battle, but we all three of us really want to win. And so although we're close to each other and we talk to each other, we have a strong competitive nature. And with all of us being in the region this year, it's going to be interesting. Brookstone lost a lot of talent, but they have some younger guys like Reed. I can't think of his last name. He's a lengthy wing, big, and then they still have Chapman Dykes, who was a really good player.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and they got some younger guys that are going to step up. So we got to be ready for Brookstone. I'm confident because we got a lot of our top scorers coming back and a lot of theirs left. But they're definitely not going to be a slouch. It's going to be a hard fought game. Pacelli, like you said, Pacelli is the standard right now. They were the state champions, and although they lost a lot of talent, and they're not as deep as they formerly was, everybody in their team can play. I mean, you got Michael Rowe, who probably is averaging about 8 dunks a game in fall league right now. You have um, Makai Williams, who's
Oh
extremely
yeah,
athletic, can finish above the rim. You got Caleb, who plays above the rim. You got Jalen, who is a Swiss Army knife, does a little bit of everything. And what's funny, Richard, is 2 years ago that was my JV team. So I know all of those guys at Pacelli. I was there
that's right.
3 years ago. That is the JV team that I coached before I got the cut job at Calvary. So I do have a little bit of advantage of knowing what all of them are capable of doing and what their strengths and weaknesses are. But regardless, they're a really good team. They're a really athletic team, and they're very close. And there's something to say when you win a state championship. You know, you have championship pedigree at that point. So they're going to come back to try to repeat, and we're going to do what we can to make sure that doesn't happen. As much as we can, stand. So I'm really excited about playing those two teams. I'm excited about the atmosphere of those games. It's going to be so much fun that all of us in the region, because it's going to be like every region game is going to feel like a rival game.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be crazy in the gym. Pacelli's gym is loud. Our gym is loud. Brookstone's gym is going to be loud. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be a great experience for the guys, but we're hoping to come out on top.
And by the way, these games are going to be must-watch games. If you can't make it to the gym, we will definitely have them on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I just want to let the audience know exactly when these games are. Tuesday, January the 7th, you're traveling to the Land to face Pacelli. On Tuesday, January the 14th, you are hosting Brookstone at Calvary. On Friday, January the 24th, you're traveling to Brookstone. And then on Tuesday, January the 28th, you are hosting Pacelli. We expect all these gyms, Brookstone, Pacelli, and Calvary, to be packed with student section, with fans, with alumni, and it's going to be a great event. We're going to hype it up on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
All three of us have great student sections, man. All three of us have some crazy student sections. So it's gonna
Absolutely. We can't wait, Coach.
It'll be fun, man.
All right. Well, good luck this upcoming season. Enjoy watching your team in the CB Hoops Perfect Practice Fall League, and looking forward to having you back on the Calvary Coaches Show.
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
All right. That is the head basketball coach of the boys varsity basketball team of the Calvary Knights, Coach Jonathan Gordon. This has been just a successful Calvary Coaches Show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you have a great night, and we will see you next week.